Artists have the unique ability to transform everyday, ubiquitous objects and materials that help us to see things in an entirely new way. They help us to rethink our world, to make the familiar look foreign. In the case of this artist, she has transformed the rubber from automobile and bicycle tires, something we all use. In the community exhibition at the Flint Institute of Arts, we consider the broad concept of the word community to include the themes of people, place, and perspective. The sculpture titled India Blue by contemporary artist Chakaia Booker would fall into the category of perspective, but as you'll see, it also lends to the theme of people. I'd like to spend a little time introducing you to this object and artist that is part of this exhibition. Some of you in Flint might remember Chakaia Booker. She was our special guest at the FIA for the 2015 Community Gala during our Common Ground exhibition with works from the collections of the FIA, Muskegon, and Kalamazoo. Here she is pictured with Flint artist Laverne Ross the night of the gala. Normally on view in our lobby, the work in our collection has not been on view for some time, as it has been on loan to the traveling exhibition titled A Dark Place of Dreams, Louise Nevelson with Chakaia Booker, Lauren Fensterstock, and Kate Gilmore, organized by the Museum of Contemporary Art, Jacksonville, for most of 2018. This is an installation shot showing our piece. The exhibition was an important one and highlighted many of her masterpieces, including the one in our collection, which the artist personally selected to be part of the exhibition. As you might be able to tell from this photo, all of her works are made of rubber. So what about her background? Born in Newark, New Jersey, Chakaia Booker lives and works in New York City. She earned her BA in sociology at Rutgers University and her MFA from City College of New York. Her first group exhibition was in 1984 and her first solo show was in 1991. When she decides to work with material, she always makes a wearable art piece, like you see in this photo. According to Booker, in the mornings when I get up, I sculpt myself first. I myself am sculpture, and that continues on a daily basis. Known for her rubber tire sculptures, she has earned the nickname Queen of Rubber Soul. In the 1980s, downtown Manhattan's East Village, where she still lives, used to be a graffiti, chaotic, dirty, and high crime area. She walked the streets and combed the empty lots, picking up the detritus, shredded tires, and pooled rubber, which became the material of her choice. She also selected rubber tires for their longevity. And here she is at work on Brook House in 2016 as part of a public art project in Chicago. In India Blue, she has used cut, shredded tires to create an abstract sculpture. It is not meant to be a person, a place, or a thing. But for Booker, her chosen material suggests a narrative to contemplate. For one, the black color of the rubber relates to issues of African American identity, thus making the sculpture act as a visual metaphor for issues of race. Also, the very idea of a rubber tire suggests mobility, or lack of. For anyone who's had a flat tire, you know that when you're stuck, even if just one of your tires go out. Indeed, the sculpture suggests movement. It could be an alien creature that could come to life at any moment. You might also be wondering about the title of the sculpture. Booker has stated that the titles of her sculptures relate to things going on in her life at the time she makes the work, but don't necessarily have any bearing on the subject matter. In India, the color blue is lucky, as it is the color of the Hindu god Krishna. Additionally, Booker has stated that the tread patterns on the tires are symbolic of body scarification, a sign of beauty in many African cultures. Scarification is a process similar to tattooing, although without ink, where skin is deliberately cut or burned to create a scar that when healed leaves a raised pattern. Booker also works on a monumental scale with works such as Acid Rain in the National Museum of Women in the Arts, and here she is standing in front of this work, as well as in installation pieces in 2015 at the Smithsonian Renwick Gallery, or nearby at Applewood, this piece called Risky Intentions from the Mott Warsh collection. In this 2016 work, she reassembles the tires to return to their original circular form, showing that tires can represent the cycle of life. Like life, tires start out fresh and new, but eventually become worn down with time and use. About 10 years ago, Booker started to make prints. Cutting into wood blocks with drills, chisels, and grinders, she also paints the block with gouache, watercolor, and filming to create an array of lively marks, some sharp and rough, others organic, swirling, and energetic. Just as she cuts and recombines materials in her sculptures, her prints are created by tearing, layering, and recomposing paper into dynamic new forms, some patterned and abstract, and others quietly figurative and playful. She's still actively working and exhibiting. Here's her show in Art Miami in 2019. And here she is at work last year on another outdoor commission. I'd like to close with this quote that shows how her work is a fitting part of the FIA's community exhibition. My intention is to translate materials into imagery that will stimulate people to consider themselves as part of their environment, as one piece of a larger whole.